And welcome back YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Today I would like to talk to you about Dark Souls 1 versus Dark Souls 2 because I recently finished playing Dark Souls 1. I spent around 80 hours completing the game, and I immediately decided let's go and play Dark Souls 2. So these are the things that I noticed from the early hours in playing Dark Souls 2. Now, first of all, there is a tutorial in Dark Souls 2, which is great for newcomers to the series. On the other hand, there is something to be said for having a game that sort of plunges you right into the world and sort of leaves you to yourself to figure things out. And but again, the tutorial can be skipped and you can sort of dive right into the world of Dark Souls 2. Now, the art direction of Dark Souls 2 has dramatically changed in comparison to Dark Souls 1. I really appreciated the Dark Souls 1 aesthetic, the way it looked, the dread, the sense of despair that the graphics communicated to the player. That is pretty much gone in Dark Souls 2. And it's at this point, I think it's a shame. On the other hand, there is something to be said for cleaner, sharper, more colorful graphics. It's more pleasant to look at, but I don't know if it suits the game. But I might change my mind when I finish the game. Who knows? So I'll come back to this video. Now, what I also noticed is that there is a change in perspective, I think the camera is different now, which means that it's a little bit more zoomed out, and in a way that the bosses seem to be less impressive somehow. Like, for instance, in Dark Souls 1, when you encountered a boss, usually they were towering and they were huge bosses and they were in your face, literally because they would occupy your whole screen sometimes when they were close to the camera. Now that was annoying too because you sort of lost track of your own character. So it seems like Dark Souls 2 opted for a more uh, or a better view on the action, which is a good thing. But there's a trade-off, I think, in impressing the player with these huge, huge bosses. So another thing that I noticed is that you can now travel from bonfire to bonfire right from the start. So it's easy to travel around the world. But what I don't understand is that you can only level up with a certain NPC. So you need to come back many times to this one place where this NPC is, and there you can level up. It makes no sense to me. Now, there's a lot of discussion going on whether or not Dark Souls is a difficult game. In my personal opinion, it is not. It has a lot to do with learning the game mechanics, learning how to fight, learning the moves of your enemies. That is what the game is about. And what I don't understand is that they have changed that a bit in Dark Souls 2. There are a lot more enemies, so there are multiple enemies to fight, which, okay, so I can accept that, but it still feels a bit artificial. So more enemies don't equal better gameplay, in my opinion. And the other thing is that they also made it so that if you die, a little part of your health bar is reduced permanently until you become human again. So, and it sort of ties into the lore, and I understand it because each time you die, you become more hollow. But again, it's an artificial way to make the game more difficult, really difficult. And this game did not need this. It was never about being a difficult game. It was all about dying and learning something new. You're learning about, okay, so the monster killed me this way and he did with that swing, so I need to take care of that swing, so the next time I fight the boss, I just have to stay away from that, right? But now that you die, you're sort of penalized. You're punished for dying with a little piece of your health being gone. So I hope this is not coming back into the third game of Dark Souls. But yeah, so that's these are my very early impressions when I compare both the games with one another, and I'm gonna spend more time with it and see if it holds up. And I'll come back to this video and comment on and give you my final thoughts in a review. Okay, thank you for watching.